Well, good morning. It's Michael DeVille. It is November 7th, 2020. Tuesday's live webinar was a discussion about living well to 100. That was the title. But encapsulated within that title is the fact that we want to live well until we're 100. How in the world do you do that? Here's one of the problems that you run into as you age. You retire. Most people's income comes from their job, and of course, if they've had a successful career, you have a fairly decent income of which you're used to getting. You need to be able to replace that income and live well to 100. Now, most people think they're only going to live till 65 or 70 years old. When we started Social Security in the 30s, I think 1933, the average life expectancy for a man was 58 years old. And the Social Security retirement benefits started at 65. So it was kind of a loser's game. The government didn't expect anyone to survive long enough to collect. Women were thought to live to be 61. Well, now people are living until their mid-70s. I think if you live well and don't have any medical issues and you're in your 60s, you're probably going to live to your mid-80s. An average male is going to be living to the mid-80s, early 90s for women because they're stronger than we are. And of course, that means if your average is in the 90s, a lot are going to live to well over 100. So it's very, very possible that you're going to live in retirement for 30 or 40 years without an income because most people retire from their income. How in the world are you going to do that? So it's kind of a double entendre in the fact that it was living well to 100. How are you going to live well to 100? You certainly don't want to outlive your nest egg and be 90 years old, broke, living on a street. That's not what anyone wants to do. So we need to plan and plan really, really well. What kind of asset mix is going to allow you to do that? Well, very, very few. If you get a fixed income, they're just going to get beaten to death by inflation. We just had a video just a couple days ago talking about inflation, how we've lost over 50% of our purchasing power since year 2000 in very, very benign inflation. What if we get a few years where we get really, really rampant inflation? It'll just destroy a fixed income. You'll lose your purchasing power, which then makes it absolutely imperative that you have assets in your investment scenario that grow and maintain their value. Now, what's going to do that? You have some precious metals. They certainly will do that. Any real assets will certainly do that. But you need income. You don't want to be selling off your gold each and every month. You're selling off a little bit of your stack just to pay the bills. You want to be able to get a livable income that grows and sustains and is an inflation hedge. Well, there's very, very few assets that can do that. One of the greatest ones is single-family rentals. Everyone needs a place to live, so no matter what happens to the economy, everyone needs a place to live. It's the basic shelter. It's food, water, and shelter. And housing does that for you. If you're in one of the great organic markets of the United States, like Florida, Texas, and Arizona, these are going to grow and grow and grow and grow for decades, generations maybe, and continue to give you income and maintain your lifestyle. Now, even if you retire and you're 75 years old, I think you should be adding to your portfolio, buying more and more properties to increase your wealth and to increase your cash flow. If you're 75 years old, you could live another couple decades, and you're going to need income to do that. If you have rentals, they're going to always go to market. Rents will track inflation. In the organic growth markets, they're going to do better than inflation. So if inflation's running at 5%, your rentals increases will be at 5%, maybe more. 6, 7, or 8% are actually doing better. Same with the value of the properties. If you see that the U.S. dollar goes down, well, the price of the houses go up. It's just a great, great hedge. Now, I'm going to tell you that you need to talk to your financial planners, talk to your investment advisors, talk to your tax accountant. You're welcome to call us here. We do this on a day-by-day basis, and we're very, very good at what we do. But certainly talk to your spouse. Let's make some plans, and let's live really, really well. We want to have a great life. We want you to have a great life. And as always, my very, very best to you. Bye-bye.